Now, an Only in Canada segment that's been decades in the making. The 40th anniversary of the Summit Series between Team Canada and the USSR. So much has changed since those 8 games were played. But our fascination with the game has endured. So many people can tell you not only how old they were, but what city they were in, who they were watching with when Paul Henderson scored that goal. It was one of our first collective Canadian experiences. Just about everyone had a TV, and we watched together as a nation.
Here's another shot by Cournoyer. He scores! Canada has tied it up!
I think the common thread really is the emotion that happened that day.
Sean Mitten has written a book about those collective memories, 72 memories to be exact.
I wanted to expand the narrative and have people share their stories because they're so diverse in nature, and I think that speaks a lot to what Canada's all about.
One of those stories is from Scott Wraithby of Nova Scotia. He didn't go to Moscow, but his folks did, and brought back these.
These are 2 sticks from the '72 hockey series in Russia. One is Paul Henderson's and one is Brad Park's. Basically, at the end of the game, my dad leaned over the boards and said, "Paul, can I have your stick?" And Paul passed it up to him, and he did the same with Brad Park. It says, "Best wishes from Moscow, Paul Henderson." What do they mean to me? It's a fantastic honor, but I think more what it means to Canada.
Bruce Kidd also wrote a hockey book 40 years ago, In the Shadow of the Summit Series, one of the first critical books about hockey. He reminds us that there was much anxiety about the state of hockey then, a sense that we were losing control of the Canadian game, feelings we seem to have to this day. And it's in that context why Canada's victory was so great.
Because here was an effort to put together a pan-Canadian representative team at a time when hockey was controlled by a corporation that was primarily centered in the United States and seemed to make its decisions entirely in terms of the interests of the United States.
Takes a shot, is right for the goal!
Kidd would write that the players on Team Canada played better than they were ever allowed to in the NHL.
Score for Canada!
That goal resonated with our culture and confirmed our success at it. It was a Canadian game, not an NHL game.
Sean Mitten is Canadian, but he lives in the United States, and that's given him a unique perspective on the significance of that goal.
Living in the U.S. now, they have collective memories of things like 9/11 and assassinations. And for Canada, this is a moment that's a positive moment. But not all countries have that.
Here's another shot, right by the score!